Hello, entrepreneurs. I hope everybody's enjoying this beautiful spring day we're having today. I've got the window open, cats surrounding me. In case you didn't know, I'm a lover of cats. Joe, I thought, was going to rescue me from being the crazy cat lady. It became worse. God love him. Poor Joe. Anyway. May I introduce Ellis, aka Grandpa? He's such a sweet boy. I got nothing but sweet cats. Anyway, don't ask me how many, because I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. Welcome to Training Tuesday. And Training Tuesday tonight is going to be on LinkedIn. I just finished a course last night uh, through Bob Heilig, Your Virtual Upline. And I highly recommend it. Google him. Google either Your Virtual Upline or Bob Heilig, Heilig. Dude, I'm working. Anyway, so I highly recommend him. He's primarily coaches network marketers. However, a lot that I've learned from him, he also has a Facebook page. A lot that I've learned from him, I can apply it to real estate. So I promote him because I think he's awesome and I think he would be beneficial for all of you entrepreneurs. Anyway, um, going to LinkedIn. I joined LinkedIn about 5 years ago when I first got into real estate, and that's all I did was I joined and never did anything with it. Recently, I have been reading articles and watching videos about the change in the selling process. And, you know, with real estate, and what I've done is I spend 4 hours a day cold calling. I'll call my sphere of influence, but they're like, "What are you trying to sell me now?" And whatever. And, past clients and stuff like that to see how they're doing. However, that's changing, including door knocking. I still door knock, but I know when people knock on my door on a Saturday morning, I go like this, like, what do they want? Is it some candidate knocking on my door, whatever. Gone are the days where neighbors knocked on neighbors' doors and were invited in for coffee. And I think that's sad, but that's how time has changed. So anyway, I'm babbling. Going back, social media is the way to go in sales. However, you can't just do sales pitches on social media. And what I'm doing is, focusing, taking one, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, taking one social media platform, learning it, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. So, as you know, with my Training Tuesday on Facebook presence, you have, it basically the same principles and that applies to everything, which I will, to all social media platforms, which I will cover. So let's start talking about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the largest social media network for working professionals. It has over 500 million people on LinkedIn, and two people join every second. So LinkedIn is starting to grow, and there is some concern with Facebook. A lot of people are not happy with the Cambridge Analytica stuff, but I'm not going to go into all that. Um, uh, but we do need to focus on other social media platforms. Um, so LinkedIn is a perfect platform. Sorry, I'm still looking at my notes. Perfect platform for someone who wants to grow a business or find a better job. Um, so I'll break it down in little bits and pieces because this is not going to be a forever video, I promise. So one of the most important, probably the most important part of LinkedIn is your profile. And it really should be like a resume. One, the first thing people see when they're making connections is your profile photo, just like with Facebook. However, with LinkedIn, your profile photo needs to be professional looking. You need to dress professionally. And it doesn't mean you have to go out and hire a photographer for a professional headshot. However, don't do duck lips. Did I do them? Did I do it? Did I do the duck lips? See, I'm so hip for being 51. Anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about LinkedIn. The second most important item in your profile is your headline. And you don't want to be specific. Like I originally had Jana May, Realtor with Keller Williams, which that's me. That's me. And then I read an article, make it broader. So make it eye-catching. So I had what was it? Entrepreneur who helps people realize their dreams. Well, that's too broad. I've learned taking Bob's course. So I changed it to realtor, all things beauty, I think all things beauty and networker. I didn't specifically say the company name, which they'll see with my work experience, but I'm hoping that'll be catchy enough. And I do mention entrepreneur, that I'm an because that's what we are. So just make sure your headline stands out, and that is the second thing after your photo that people look at. Your summary is very important. While I was prowling through LinkedIn, learning it, I noticed there were a lot of summaries where they had just one basic paragraph. Your summary needs to be a lot longer than that. And what your summary needs to tell the reader is who you are, who you help, and how you help them. So probably 2 or 3 paragraphs would be good. Make it easy to read too, not too wordy. And your work experience is important. I don't think mine is completely updated. I don't have my paralegal experience in there, which, might a potential real estate client might find that impressive. So I may need to update that. And your work experience tells people what you do and also shows how you moved up in your positions. So, whereas with Facebook, and I'm relating it to Facebook because that's what I know well, Facebook, we have friends. In LinkedIn, we have connections. So, when you first start out, which I am, making connections, you start out finding people with a commonality that you got. And like realtors, my connections are realtors, mortgage brokers, and home inspectors, um, etc. And I'm branching out with interior designers, builders, anything that is common with real estate. Now, posts, first and foremost, come from contribution. And that relates to all social media. You give before you ask for anything. And you also apply the social media 80-20 rule, where 80% is, and with LinkedIn, is non-business and 20% is business. And you don't want to be an infomercial, and I keep saying that, and I see it all throughout Facebook, not just realtors, just unless people have a 9-to-5 job, all they're doing on Facebook is selling themselves, and that is the worst thing you can do because then people start ignoring you. And I've been guilty of that. I'm no innocent. Pardon me. So, let's talk about LinkedIn posts, which we are. LinkedIn posts are not like Facebook posts. LinkedIn is a social media network for professionals. our posts need to remain professional. So the cute stuff does not belong in LinkedIn, which is hard because I love emojis. Emojis can say so much in such a little dot. But anyway, no emojis here. Um, be, where was I? So some examples of LinkedIn posts is you can share an article, a business article that you found interesting, and you share that, you post that in the news feed and mention what you got out of this article and how it could benefit others. And you can do the same thing with a business video. Um, TEDx is a good place to find that. And you can share a business video, maybe a CEO, you saw a video on YouTube or Facebook, you can paste that and talk about why you're impressed with them. Keep it positive. Always keep your posts positive no matter what social media platform you're on. Because nobody wants to work with a sourpuss. Um, Share a business type graphic with a quote by a business leader. I'm sorry, I'm going to flip my pages. Share information about a vendor you use and why you would recommend that vendor, because I'll tell you, you do that, that vendor is going to show you lots of love back and return the favor. Share a business training video or share your own training video. I'm sharing my Training Tuesday videos on LinkedIn. So there are 3 tips for LinkedIn that you need to write down. The first one is, if you are in a job and you're looking for or wouldn't mind having a better job, you can set your privacy settings to state that you're open for a job. Recruiters, that's the first place they go to, I've learned, in social media or in LinkedIn. They go to LinkedIn. So recruiters prefer to find you than for you to find them, I think. It kind of takes away the desperation too. So if you've ever gotten a job from LinkedIn, type in comments #recruited. I'm just curious and to know who's gotten a job through LinkedIn, like where they were approached. Number 2, find creative ways to stand out in the news feed. I love the breeze. Tuck that in there. Visual content is always going to stand out, and that's becoming for all social media, like Facebook. Just plain text, I tend to ignore. It'll grab my attention if there's an emoji in the text here or there, and that's sad how we've become. But there's just so much information coming at us, so we need to stand out. Content that is text-based is very likely to be overlooked. Use tools like Canva, Adobe Spark, and PicMonkey. I used to love PicMonkey, but I'm starting to favor Canva because I think their graphics are much cleaner than PicMonkey, but all 3 of them I use. And okay, go to one of those websites and create a graphic that is business-like. Like I said, cutesy doesn't belong on LinkedIn. And choose graphics and quotes or sayings that reflect you as a business person. For example, take a professional leader quote and put it on a business-esque photo. And I chose Doris Day. People hear what they see. Que sera, sera. Okay, number 3, be consistent with LinkedIn. Don't do what I did, wait 5 years before you decide, oh, let me see what this is all about. And try to do a daily post. And one thing you can do is create a content calendar. And it is something I do on Sundays if I have nothing else, if I'm home, is I'll create inspirational graphics for the week to post. And I don't think I did last Sunday. I can't remember what I was doing last Sunday. Must have been fun though. Anyway, so create posts in advance, and with Facebook, you can calendar it. Like, go ahead and upload it Sunday night and calendar, a Monday post, yay, it's Monday, everybody wake up. And Friday post, yay, and Thankful Thursday post. You can go ahead and get those done, schedule it, and they will pop up. And if you're not on LinkedIn or any social media, then you'll be forgotten, out of sight, out of mind. So you want to promote your business, don't we all? The way with LinkedIn, and again, all social media, like I said, you don't want to be an infomercial. The best way to connect with people is to send them a message, introduce yourself, and mention a commonality. And always look at their profile before you send them a message and find that commonality. And yeah, and they'll hopefully respond. So, another thing, if somebody were to send you a message, do not use the LinkedIn canned language because they'll know it. And I've gotten those, and they go in the bottom of the pile. I'll look at them later. Anybody who sends me a message that discusses a commonality shows me that they did take an interest. Therefore, I'm going to respond. So don't use the canned language. Where else? And that will hurt your first impression. And to promote your business, it is best, to message people, build rapport with your connections. I mean, you may find that you don't want to work with them, especially if they use that canned language. So just start, hello, I see we're both realtors, blah, blah, blah. And then as you build rapport, just casually mention your businesses. And they'll probably ask you if they've looked at your profile. They will ask you, where do you sell real estate primarily? What's this beauty products, natural beauty products, and blah, blah. And, you can respond if they ask that right off the bat, or you can just casually mention, hey, I'm a realtor in the Birmingham area, or you want some shampoo. I got some great Monate naturally based vegan products for you. Um, so also, don't be, sorry, there was a cat doing something. Also, don't be too salesy. These are professionals and they will see right through it, and it will turn them off. So I hope you got something out of this. I think y'all should give LinkedIn a chance and see what it's all about. I'm having fun, and being the crazy extrovert that I am, I'm making new friends all over the place, and that's okay with me. So if you've watched this video, please type in comments hashtag replay so I know that you saw it, and ask any questions that you might have. And entrepreneurs, you be successful this week. I wish you all the best. And remember, this group is for you. Y'all take care. Bye, y'all.